Hey guys, Justin here from Simplified Investing. I hope you guys are all having a great weekend. These are going to be the 5 plays that we are watching this week. First one being Snow, second one being Oxy, third one being Baba, fourth one being BBBY, and then the fifth one being Baidu. Hope you guys have a great week and enjoy the video. So getting things started, for those of you who haven't watched prior videos, the first thing that I always do is break down the market. What have we seen within the market within the past week, and then what can we expect to see within the coming weeks? So looking at this from the perspective of SPY, the S&P 500 index, you can see we had a very bad close here on Friday. Down 3.38%, pushing down even further in the after hours, trading on high volume. And you can look at the selling differential that we did see here. Look at all of that selling pressure here, mainly all sell volume here on Friday. Similarly to what we saw back here on, what day was this, 11/30. So biggest sell volume in comparison to buy volume back here since 6/10. You can see that's also where we got this big gap down here, this big drop. Lots of volume selling here, a lot of selling pressure, looking very, very weak here on SPY. We failed to break out and hold of this curling pattern, formed a bearish engulfing candle here. Closing near the body low on high volume is a very strong signal of potential further downside. I do think if we break 405.13, room into 398.21 here, and room below that into 395. We do break 395, very likely to see sub 390 here this coming week. Two really potentials: continued lower low weakness here on Monday, or an inside bar here before a breakdown, or I should say a third setup, inside bar and then continuation higher. Really what I'd like to see is a clear of 420, which is where we broke down on this massive selling pressure here. So that gives us a new range to break for upside at that 420 region for upside here on SPY for the coming week. That being said, first play of the week is one that's traded relative strength here as of late. Following earnings, it's one thing to also note too, it's not a very liquid name, so be sure you follow the liquidity on this name, especially for the option contracts. Gap up here on earnings, inside bar here with strength on Friday. Strength meaning that we traded up 0.73% in the green when the NASDAQ was down 4.5%. So relative strength on this name, obviously some buying pressure here, pushing and continuing to the upside. Personally, watching this one above 201.56, I do think if we break 201.56, we have potential to trade up here into that 216 region. Forming a bottoming pattern, a power earnings gap move where we get this gap up, continued higher highs here. I do think if we hold 201.56, potential here into that 216.66 region. If we do crack below that 195.81 region, very likely to touch into this 187 region where we did fill this gap from this earnings move up here. But relative strength here on Snow, watching this one on Monday for a continuation here to the upside with potential into that 216.66 region. The second play is going to be one that also, considering how weak the market was on Friday, another relative strength name, and this is going to be where the strength has been lately in the oil sector names and in the energy sector. Common pattern in 2022, obviously that's where the strength is. Really watching this one here, consolidation range here ever since this move up here back in the beginning of March. Touching this level here from 531, which was the 52-week high, pushing into a nice consolidation base here. Breakthrough day here on 8/19, and nice consolidation here, trying to form a curling pattern here, or if you look at it from a cup and handle perspective, needs to hold that 70.93 region, rebid 73.96, and I do think we can see a break of 76 with a move potential up into that 80 region. A nice cup and handle formation here off of this month-long base that we're forming here on low volume. Finally making a directional movement. Pullback healthy in this trend on low volume. Watching if we can hold 73.96 for continued upside here on Oxy within the coming week. The third play is one that gapped up very strong here on Friday, and the reason why you get this big bearish candle here is because the market was incredibly weak. So obviously, anytime you get that, you get a name like Baba that is a component of the market, it is going to react similarly to how the market has done. Really what I want to see is if we can rebid up here into this 102.80 region. I do think we can see continued upside. As for relative strength, this is another one that displayed relative strength, down only 1.8% compared to a market that was down almost 5%. Watching this one, rebids this 102.89 region. I do think we can trade up here into that 108.56 region as we are trading into this consolidation zone here. Volume sellers coming from the market as a whole. If we rebid here, I do think buyers will come back into this equity, taking this breakout here with potential up into that 108.56 region here this week. Fourth play, another one that has relative strength. It's going to be BBBY. And really what I like to see here is we are holding this lower support here at this 893 region. You can see we gapped up here, held this on 8.9, held this on 8.10 before this parabolic advancement up into 30. Pulling back here, forming that similar curling pattern here that we did see right here, that little curling action here, or also referred to as a cup. Watching if we can hold 1101. I do think we can trade up here into 1260 and potential up here into 1335 this week. Going to keep this one on close watch. I do want to see a high volume day or trading high volume. Not the 2x volume I would like to see here on this one on Friday, but it still has potential for this curling pattern. Rebids and holds that 11 region on volume. I do think, again, we can trade up into this 1230 region, up here into that 1360 region for potential move up into 15 plus here if we can trade that high volume, as buyers are going to be taking this daily cup formation breakout here. So keeping a close eye on this one, a lot of potential on BBBY if we can continue to get volume on this ticker. Last one, similar setup as to BABA, same sector. You can see this also on other names like Baidu, or Baidu is this one. You can see it on PDD, you can see it on JD. The sector gapped up as a whole during the pre-market on Friday, and selling pressure as we did get a lot of weakness on the market. Want to see this one hold here, 147.38, a very strong support region that we did get from this gap down on 7-11. Rebid trading above here. I want to note that we do have earnings here on 8:30 before market. Obviously that impacts the equity. It doesn't matter what technicals are as far as it goes from fundamental perspective of earnings. That is going to be what moves the stock. Above 154.40, I do think we can trade up here into this 158 and 160 region. Watching for a rebid of this one to take this to the upside with 160 potential here in the coming week. That being said, that wraps up the 5 plays that we are watching for the week. If you did enjoy this video, if you could give it a thumbs up and subscribe, it would be greatly appreciated. And if you are interested in getting our course alerts and more, feel free to check out SimplifiedInvesting.com today. We would love to have you guys on board. Hope you guys all have a great weekend and look forward to trading with you all on Monday. Thank you.